Hey all you cool cats and kittens, we're going to go over all the key points to make an acapella video look awesome on just a cell phone. First off, we want to change the angle. So we want to put the angle right at about eye line or slightly above eye line. This is going to be really flattering on the face. If you have it up here, you'll have a giant forehead. Down here, you'll have a nice double chin. So getting that angle right is really important. Next, lighting. So right now we have a lot of light hitting us from the outside out here and then not enough light hitting us on this side. So we can see all of the shadows of the face. Doesn't look very great. So what we want to do is, if you have a nice large window, then turn towards that. Isn't that great? So with this, it's going to give nice even lighting on the face. And if you don't have a nice window, then what you can do is get a lamp. Bring it as close to the camera as possible so you have some nice good lighting on you. And if you feel like that light is still too harsh, what you can do is point it up towards the ceiling at an angle that will bounce off the ceiling and then hit you on the head. So that way you'll get some nice lighting there. Up next, we have framing. So there's something called the rule of thirds, which kind of breaks up the visuals into thirds, and that's really pleasing on the eyes. So what we want to do when we're framing it is having a little bit of headroom, and then if you kind of visually see vertical lines and horizontal lines coming through the video, we have our bodies in one of the thirds and then a little bit on the outside. So we have 1/3 on the outside, 1/3 on the outside, and those lines should be going right through the outside of the shoulders. The horizontal lines, the only one we really need to worry about is the top one. Ideally, that would be going right through the middle of the eyes. You don't need to be worrying too much about this. Just know that you want some room on the outside, a little bit of headroom, and then those eyes slightly above center. Next, we have our backdrop. So right now, it's pretty decent. If we had something like this, it's really busy, a lot going on. So with our backdrop, getting a nice clean backdrop is key. With a lot of phones, we have something called Optical Zoom. There's Optical Zoom and Digital Zoom. Digital Zoom is zooming into the pixels and making it really grainy. Optical Zoom is just zooming in and it's not losing any quality. Most phones have Optical Zoom. All that you need to do is double tap and that'll usually give you your Optical Zoom. So if you feel like you have something like this, where you have a pretty good space, but there's a little bit of mess on the outside, just double tap on your phone, push it back first because it's going to zoom in, double tap on your phone, and then it'll bring in that angle of view, and it will also zoom in, so make sure you back up. It'll bring in that angle of view, so don't worry, we get rid of some of that craziness on the outside. So we have lighting, angle, the rule of thirds, framing, and backdrop. Another thing that we don't want to do is be right up against the backdrop. As you can see, we get some nasty shadows on there. So try to separate yourself from the backdrop as much as possible, and that's how you're going to get the best video possible. Thanks, guys. Have fun.